The distinction between recognizing the existence of a tone and hypothesizing about its place in the phonological structure of the tune is explicitly discussed and clearly illustrated in the work of Martin Grice. Grice shows that the nuclear or most prominent syllable of a short question in Paramour's Italian is always marked by a high peak followed by a fall. She also shows that the peak or statement tunes in Palermo Italian must be preceded by a vary or a low-level stretch of contour. We are therefore dealing with a tonal sequence LHL, as Grace points out. In the British tradition, the first L would inevitably be assigned to the head, and the nucleus should be analyzed as a fall or a rise fall. She argues instead that the L is an essential part of the question intonation nucleus and posits the following structure for the nuclear accent. In the terms used here, the issue between Greece and the British tradition is not about the existence of the L term before the nuclear HP, but about its phonological status. Does it belong to the nuclear contour or to the preceding free nuclear stretch? This issue is not limited to the constituency of the L tone, however. In proposing a structure like one, Grace also breaks new theoretical ground within the AM approach, which she justifies at some length. That is, the issue between Grace and standard Pierre-Humbert style analysis is not what the tones are, nor even whether the reading L is part of the nucleus, but how many tones can be organized into a pitch accent. Pierre-Humbert proposed a flat structure for pitch accent with one obligatory standard tone and at most one non-standard tone. If we adhere to this structure, the Paramo question nucleus will have to consist of an L plus H star pitch accent followed by an L phrase accent. Grace proposed a more elaborate structure for pitch accents which can accommodate 3 or even 4 tones in a single accent. In her analysis, all 3 tones of the Paramo question nucleus are part of the same pitch accent. Related remarks can be made about Gustavian's notion of tone ranking, which he had developed in his early work on both Dutch and English. Gusenhaven proposes that there are various possible realizations of the component tones in any given sequence of accent, depending on phrasing and speech rate. Specifically, he suggests that it is possible to remove or delete certain individual tones to link pitch accents more closely. In partial linking, the trailing tone of one pitch accent is reassociated as a landing tone to the following accent. In complete linking, the trailing tone is deleted. Gusenhaven thus proposes to rewrite the following 3 sequences as shown on his example sentence. Toronto is the capital of Ontario. In the context of present discussion, we can see that Gustavin's problem involves two separate aspects. First, he identifies three contours that differ with respect to the phonetic location of a particular low elbow or turning point. Second, he proposes that the three contours are systematically related in the phonology, that they are in some sense different versions of the same thing. In an orthodox pure-Hamburg analysis, there will be no major disagreements over the surface tone analysis of the three types. Presumably, 2A would be H star L, H star L, implying that it consists of two intermediate phrases. The other two would presumably be H star L plus H star L and H star L to C. 2. She. That is, in both cases, only a single intermediate phrase. However, no phonological relationship of the sort posited by Gustavin would be assumed. The contours are simply different. Gustavin's analysis of 2A and 2B focuses our attention on the L tone between the two H stars. What kind of tone is it, and where does it come from? For Pierre Humbert, it has two completely unrelated sources and represents two underlying different phenomena. In one case, it is the phrase accent over the separate intermediate phrase Toronto. In the other case, it is the leading tone of the accent on Ontario. Gustav by rewriting the two contours in the phonology, suggests that in both cases we are dealing with the same thing. It is underlying associated in some way with the first accent but can be moved around